Good morning, 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 listeners and viewers out there. I want to say welcome to another fresh edition of the radio program Integrity Watch. Integrity Watch is a 1 hour program, live radio program of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It is aired on Truth 96.1 FM every Wednesdays at 11 from 11 to 12 noon. Right, Integrity Watch is a key advocacy tool that provides essential information about the state of the fight against corruption and national integrity building efforts, as well as promotes a culture of transparency, accountability, integrity, and evidence-based decisions across all sectors of our and institutions of our country. I am your humble host, Mark W. Bondau. So, under the National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program that is funded by the government and people of Sweden through the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency (SIDA), this program serves as an advocacy, coordination, and engagement platform that rallies citizens and other stakeholders support for the fight against corruption and bad governance in Liberia. Under the NEMA program, as I said earlier, that is supported by the government and people of Sweden to see that there are a lot of activities under that program. One has to do with the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center. So the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center is an independent platform that enables citizens to freely report and seek redress to corruption and integrity related issues within their communities, counties, and the country at large. Under this program, too, we also have the Youth Engagement Program that has to do with the Integrity Club. It is believed that young people are the future leaders of our country. So if we can have an entrenched culture of integrity, it means that we will get somewhere. It means that our future will be good. So students form the Integrity Club at various universities. As you may be aware, the Integrity Club has been established at four universities. That has to do with the University of Liberia, my alma mater, the Stella Maris Polytechnic University, the African Methodist Episcopal University, and the United Methodist University. Students are there, talking about corruption-related issues and also integrity-related issues, because it is important that we talk these things. That's the only way we're gonna, give the students leverage to reach out to their peers and thereby promoting a good culture of transparency and accountability within our country that will not only affect ourselves, but will also affect our unborn generation and our economy. So, for the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center, like I said earlier, is an independent platform where citizens are free to report corruption related issues that things are happening within our communities, like the counties and the country at large. And interestingly, at that center, there's a team of professionals and lawyers, including lawyers who are willing and ready to listen to uh, and provide the necessary advice, pay the complaint or whatever complaint that you will give. They are willing and ready to listen to your complaint. And there is a medium. We have mediums where you can reach us. You can either reach us by email, that is ALEC center.org.ar. I repeat, for the email, you can email us at ALAC at center.org.lr. Or you can just follow the Facebook and look up all of the activities that have been carried out there. Center ELAC, CNTAL, ALAC. Or you can simply call a toll-free number, both Orange and Loan subscribers. You can call 4432, 4-digit numbers, 4432. That is if you witness no corruption and you have no hard evidence and you want to you want to go above that, you can call that number. Or perhaps there's a person that within the community that who is displaying high level of integrity and you want to showcase that person. You can also call that number. We'll be glad to receive such good news. Or we also have a walk-in services. You can stop by our offices on the 22nd Street Single, opposite GFK, atop Lucky Pharmacy. And we are in partnership with other integrated institutions like the LECs, the Liberal Anti-Corruption Commission. So there is a number for them also. You can also place your call to them at 0555 9 0555395 there's a short call for that too. You can also call 4048. And the orange number for the LACC is 0776 600 050. You can place a call to talk to them about corruption related issues, and I think they will be glad to hear such news and get to another level. All right, so we encourage guests on our platform to be very decorous in these positions. And we also ask them to be very civil and informative with zero tolerance for invectives and denigrating comments. It's important that we leave the premises for them. We don't want to go off of what we are discussing here. So, like I said, today we will be having a team from the Integrity Club. As you may be aware, the Integrity Club just have recently had a training workshop for another batch of students who will be going out, into the field for outreach activities to engage. First they are starting from their universities, and they will go out into into the communities and school, pay their schedules now, and preach the message of integrity, transparency, and accountabilities amongst our peers. The Integrity Club is all about the collection of young people preaching and spreading the message of integrity and accountability within communities, universities, schools, and the entire country at large. It's important that young people get involved into the process. When we continue to do this as a people, as a country, it means that we are setting a foundation where our unborn generation will follow. There will be presidents left that they will follow, and thereby, making us to have a good country. All right. Before we go to our guest this morning, one person is already seated this morning as well with the other person. Let us talk about little things that matter. There are some things that happen in our country. We want to raise a red flag about them. First of all, I want to say greetings to His Excellency, President George Manneh Weah, and the people of Liberia. I hope that you are doing well where you are sitting right now, Mr. President, and I hope that you are pondering on all of these things that happen in our country, and the citizens are, the outcry of the citizens needs to be adhered to. It's important that you do not just listen to those that are by your side. It's important that because we have a democratic form of government, we believe in democracy. It's important that you listen to the crowd of people, not those people that are around you. Those people that are around you, they are not feeling what the ordinary citizens are feeling. So it's important that you hear the plights of the people, not just those that are around you too. Sometimes it's good to listen to them, but also just listen to the vast majority of the citizens who are crying every day on things that happen within the country. It's important that you listen to them. Like for example, now I just saw the rice price is somewhere around I don't know, for 25 kg 25 kg rice. Somebody said is around 30,000. 25 kg rice. Somebody said is around somebody I think around over $3,450 for just 25 kg rice. We need to do something, Mr. President. We can have our stable commodity like skyrocketing like that, and the ordinary citizens are like suffering for it. This to mention the electricity. I just don't know. It's very scarce nowadays. LEC just come and go like that. I heard that some amount of millions of dollars, was put into were put into the hydro. And recently I heard that the Honorable Minister of State Nathaniel McGill said that they are trying to put certain amount of money for the renovation of the airport. we have to think out of the box. We need to do something. We can't have all of these monies just allocated for one project over and over. That particular that amount of money that the minister is even suggesting, we could build another beautiful airport in Bicano. We could build right near us around here, boom. These particular counties are near us. Even Mangi, we can do something around it. We can do something around there. And I also heard the last time some group in the United States, some association, the honorable minister of state was suggesting that they put they form some kind of association within the United States. We come on, we need to wake up. We can't be allocating money like that for things outside of our country. Let us prioritize what we have in here. Why would the association out there do for us here? We need to get serious. And one of the things that is interesting is what the outburst of diplomats and partners, especially concerning governance and transparency and accountability issues. We uh, it's very serious. It's very serious. We need to do something about it. It's very serious. Like last year, I think it was last year, the end of last year, when the European Union delegation to Liberia talked about the dirtiness of our country. We just felt, it's something that. But to be honest, Morera is not even Morera alone, but Liberia is actually dirty. It's actually dirty. Citizens, I just don't know. We just like that level of integrity is not being instituted within us. You can have a person just you buy a plastic bag of water, and you just, like, after you are done with it, you just drop it in the street. Who are you waiting for to come and take it? Yeah, those people are trying the possible best to clean the streets, but you as an individual, you as a patriotic citizen needs to keep the country clean. You need to do that. When the delegation said that the city is like, dirty, we talking about fun, but actually it's serious. It's very serious. It's very serious. Even a recent the United States government, Dana Banks, you have Gregory Meeks, and even the United States Ambassador McCarthy, all pointing the need for transparency and accountability in Liberia. We need to do something, Mr. President. We need to do something. Those people are your partners. Those people are your partners. We need to do something about them. We need to do something. We need to do something, Mr. President. I know you're trying your best, but you have to try harder. You have to try harder. You have to try harder. It's important that you do these things. You have to try harder. You have to try harder, Mr. President. It's important. It's very important that you do these things. And another thing that is kind of it's embarrassing. Is keeping our ministries and local agencies, government agencies clean. We have the National Election Commission head office at 9th Street Cinco. That place is we shouldn't wait only for election time to make things tidy in our country. We shouldn't wait for that. The National Election Commission, the office is very untidy. The building needs to be painted. The building needs to be painted. We must do something. We must do something. That's the only way we're going to succeed in this country. We must do something. Before I go to my guests quickly, let me just talk about the last thing that is very concerning. Is the issue of how do you call it, service delivery. Let's talk about the foreign affairs. If you want to obtain a passport, people say 1 week, but the funny thing about it is that if you want to obtain a passport, and so yeah, go and apply online. If you want to get a passport, like in one time, if you go on the application form after you have done with everything, if you see the time for appointment, like if you're applying today, they're going to tell you perhaps next year February, or next year January, or if possible this December. You must be kidding me. That's why sometimes people just bypass the entire thing and just go to the ministry, to the ministry itself and do that process. The transport ministry to obtain a driver's license is another problem. People that are out there that call themselves expediters who say, "Yeah, let's come. I can do it. I can speed the thing up for you very fast." I think to obtain a driver's license is about $45. I can speed the process up for you quickly. I can do this for you quickly. Yeah, they are there. Go there. If you don't know the amount for driver's lesson, you're gonna pay more than what you budgeted for. Like you budget. Let's just say you don't know the price for a license, and you budget somewhere around $50. And you go. So we came. They are just squared up on that place. As soon as you step there, oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Don't be down and say, I came to get my driver's license. All right, okay, I can do the in less than an hour time, or in less than 30 minutes, or in an hour time, I can make that thing fast for you. And they would charge you, okay, I've been just been $75. But you're supposed to be paying only $45 and not a cent over it. You're paying $75. Imagine that. Imagine that. We need to be very serious about it. And one of the things that I'm really happy about is the issue of fees posting. There's a program under under the activities of the NEMA program that talks about the NIF. That's happy. The NIF is a conglomeration of anti-graft institution, or trying to strengthen the fight against corruption. So as part of the NIF activities, they are doing fees posting. That is those procedures that you will need to follow. We want to obtain let's say an official document or whatever stuff. And thank God they have done it through the Ministry of Transport. That is those step by step. If you go, who I usually meet, and what are those processes involved in obtaining your driver's license? What are those processes involved in obtaining your passport and all these things? So let's just take a break and get the board ready to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Let's take a break. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Want to take this time to welcome my guests. Just call your name and just who are you to the Integrity Club, and just talk something a little something about yourself.
Okay, so student NSK Brown from the Stella Maris Polytechnic University. There I'm reading civil engineering and I'm a member of the Integrity Club on the campus there. And also I believe that we can minimize corruption in Liberia at the very low level.
All right, thank you so much. Wow, civil engineering, you must be a giant. Because when we talk about civil engineering in our country, wow, they are all giant. Civil engineer, the what's the other name? Was it geologists? Yeah, these people are top notch people, top notch careers, in our society. So how you been doing? How you been keeping? How's the family?
Yeah, the family is okay and everything is on course as planned.
I learned that you are one of the new eye clubbers, and new eye clubbers on the campus, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
That is a part of the Stella Maris Polytechnic University.
yes.
So since when did they go to university? Because first we to call it like Stella Maris Polytechnic, SMP.
Yeah, so been in university for the past 4 semesters now. That is since 2019.
Oh, okay, impressive, impressive. And I see that there are a lot of changes on the campus and
Yeah,
taking into consideration the auditorium. I
yes,
was I
yes.
just there some part of last year when they had the graduation ceremony. Such a very energetic and beautiful place that they have there too. And the entire campus is being renovated, and yeah, that's great. That's how development comes about, and especially within the education sector.
Yeah.
So it's great having you here. Like I said that, like I see my listeners and viewers out there. Like I said earlier in an opening statement, the Integrity Club is a group of people spreading and preaching the culture of accountability, transparency in their communities and the entire country at large. So, as part of the National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program that is supported by the government and people of Sweden to do the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, see that the Youth Engagement Program that has to do with the establishment of the Integrity Club, it has moved to the private university. At first, it was at the University of Liberia in 2017, and in 2020, it was moved to the other private universities. The Stella Maris Polytechnic Universities, the UMU, and that's the United Methodist University and the African Methodist Episcopal Universities. So in Episcopal University, we have one person from the Stella Maris who will be talking about because as you may be aware, he was newly recruited and he was trained. So he was recruited and he was trained, and now the training, it empowered them to be able to go out there, to engage into outreach activities, starting from the universities and go out into the communities and high school. So he will just share his experience. But first, let me just get to him quickly. So, from the understanding of corruption, or let's say from your perspective, let's say, how do you understand corruption? Yeah, what's the perspective on it? We'll
So
talk about corruption. Yeah.
when we talk about corruption and then the general definition accepted by people is a misuse of public power for private gains. But when we try to bring it down to our level, we look at corruption from the misperception of things that people take to do to benefit themselves. So they do it and then in return effect and they is greater than the bribes or the misappropriation of funds that we receive for the proper work to be done. So correction go when we just collect bribes, the amount of the impact being created, the average impact on the society is greater than the amount that we receive for the bribes and the misappropriation of funds and also the tax avoidance.
Okay, great. That is his understanding of corruption. So when we go into when you guys go into the counties, right, and you see somebody that's illiterate, how will you explain, break it down to that little man understanding? Say, my son, why are you talking about what do they call corruption? Corrupt, what you say corrupt? Like,
Yeah.
how do what does it mean?
So
How are you related to them? Because
yeah,
you have
like
to know your audience first before you talk
yeah,
to them.
before you
Right?
speak to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the people that I believe that below for corruption to them is that they get something that they actually supposed to use for everybody in the community to benefit from it, but then they take it because they want it for themselves or their
Okay.
relatives.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That is the voice of Ernest Kibran, right?
Yes.
All right. So in your little man understanding or from your own perspective, what do you think can corruption be eradicated from our country?
So yes, I believe that corruption can be minimized, but getting zero corruption is kind of a bigger case. But corruption can be minimized at a low level in Liberia.
Like, okay, you saying that it can be minimized. People out there are listening and they saying, what is this guy saying? Corruption can be like minimized. What are some of those things that we should do to minimize corruption, like from the youth perspective, from the youth angle? What are some of the things that the youth can do? Because we believe that it is believed that we are the future leaders. So what are some of those things that we should do to reduce corruption or if possible eradicate it?
Yeah, so if we want to reduce corruption, we need to understand the views of people, how they see corruption to be. Now we understand that plenty of people may not trust the rule of law. So they tend to say that this is free riding. If I do this, I will not get punishment for this or that. So first, we want to reduce corruption. Then we have to make people trust in the law. That's the first thing we need to do. Make people believe that when people are corrupt, they will actually pay for what they have done to the society. The second thing is that people have misconception of corruption. They see corruption as the only way out. They feel that that's the odds of society. So if they don't be corrupt, they cannot be able to feed their family. So they want to legitimize corruption in their own perception. They want for corruption to appear like, oh yes, I'm doing this because that's the only way to feed my family. I gotta take this bribe because if I don't take this bribe, my family will eat. So for that, people too, they need to understand that the bribes that you collect, you're actually endangering the lives of other people. Like now we may hear about the lack of medicines in other hospitals and clinics
Okay.
around because of the sin. The people get do the corruption, collect little or nothing bribes, and then tens of thousands of people die from it. So if we want to minimize corruption, we have to make people trust in the law. We have to do massive information because people have there are a lot of people that are out there that lack the information. They don't understand what is corruption. They feel that corruption is just about being in a bigger position and then taking public funds. But it go far beyond to petty corruption like in the marketplaces and all of
It
that.
goes far beyond to petty corruption. When you talk about petty corruption, like what the old man and doing, the
Yeah,
marketeers, they beat on the core, but they put kind of wax in it, and
yeah.
sell the brown that is and there's brown views. But something came to my mind. We talk about, you have to make the people, to know it, but that has to do with sense of awareness, right?
That's it. That's
Okay,
it.
then you also have to do it. The people should pay for it. That has to do with persecution, right?
Yes.
So in terms of the awareness, how do you like come about? How do you how do you go about the awareness process, right?
So for the awareness
From the
process,
from the youth angle now.
yeah,
Yeah.
from the youth angle, from the awareness process, I think one of it is what Senta is doing, like
Okay.
the Integrity Club, and then we could do more like entering into the curriculum guides for high schools. So we
Okay.
could put corruption or integrity topics within the curriculum guide of high schools so that those students out there, the younger ones that are coming, can know what corruption is, how they can avoid corruption, the benefits attached to it, instead of just having it on a silver platter. Let it go well down there because I think the curriculum is being revised based on the need of a country. So
Yeah.
if the country now needs integrity, then we need to revise the curriculum in a way that integrity will be pushed at every standard.
Revise the curriculum. Revise the curriculum. Yeah, that's an interesting one, like you said. It's important that. But I hope people are listening out there. That those in authorities, especially as it relates to the education sectors, those in authorities are listening out there. Mr. Brown is recommending that the integrated topics be teach in high school. I think it should be placed in civics, right?
Yeah, yeah,
when I was
yeah.
coming, we have civics. We have all of these things in
That's
civics
it.
history. We have all of these things. I know that included. All right, all right. So the aspect of persecution, right?
Yeah,
We talk about the aspect of persecution. So what do you think that we can do? Like, because we have laws on the book now. We have
yeah.
laws, like we have this law that is the Protection Act. I think the Witness Protection Act, and that is still lingering in the House of Legislature that have not been no process yet. So
Hmm.
we as part of one of the meetings that we push in, like we are pushing those authorities that those things needs to be enacted. It needs to be passed for it to be fully actualized. That's the only way people that who are engaged into such dubious and corrupt act, clandestine acts will be penalized. If you persecute somebody for doing something, and let's just say if I do something right, something negative, and they persecute me, and you want to do that same thing, do you think you will follow that full step? Because you know that there will the end result will be persecution, right?
Yeah.
So it means that you will not you will not venture on a particular route that person is going. That's interesting, very interesting. So for the persecution, what can you recommend for the persecution aspect apart from the laws I know that is lingering?
Okay, so we have good laws in Liberia. It's just the application that we have issues with in Liberia. So for me, I believe that in order for this prosecution act to go on, we need to forget the person that committed the act and focus on the action they committed.
Forget the person. Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
So like, what do I mean by that? Like, if I commit an act and my mother is the head for maybe the LACC, she need to forget that it's her son and just focus on the action that I committed. What did I do? Instead of saying who did it. So if
Okay.
we can focus on the action and leave those and the person that did it and just focus on action. So if the action is wrong, say it. The action is wrong. If the action is right, say it is the action. But most of the time we see that people focus on the person that committed the act. The whole representative, we cannot do this, we cannot do that to him, and these are the things that make corruption to continue. So we just need to forget the person who committed the act and then focus on the action they committed.
All right, great, interesting. And I really learned a lot from this going training workshop, especially from the students who trying to work on those recommendations. One thing that I really got from the recommendation has to do with, and I think you were part of that group.
Yeah.
You say to how do you end corruption to reduce corruption or to end corruption? The institution or the emergence of the mobile money is another way that corruption will be reduced,
Yes,
right?
smart technology.
Then you talk about smart technology, right? You say that if we do something about smart technology, and application of public funds, at least it will address some of those
Yeah.
issues that keep on sparking up corruption. Do you care to throw light on it?
Yeah, so when we talk about smart technology,
Yeah.
we believe that when we try to use a process that will be internet based, where people will be able to sit home, do it, and pay through this and mobile and account apps that come like Tip Me, mobile
Okay.
money, Orange Money, to pay through them, it will minimize corruption, because most of the time we see that people pay the bribery in corners and all of those things. But it is being done, because anything you do on the internet is no longer for you. It becomes a public access. So if the people apply online and then they pay their finances through mobile money or Tip Me account, then they can have access to a free and transparent area. But again, if they will not do it like the way the foreign affairs do it, like you applied online, then maybe in 2023 for interview, how will you even pay? You gotta go there again. So the smart technology need to be, something that we can do. And then another one again is to decentralize this aspect of this office. You have only one entity providing social services, and then the person.
I think we have the decentralization part.
Yeah.
The service center. Most of them are decentralized, like in
Yeah,
the
that's
counties.
it. That
But
one
the,
can
the,
help.
the interesting part of it is that because I visited a few counties, I saw some of those centers there. But the interesting part is that they are not fully operational.
That's it.
That's just the interesting part of it. They are not fully operational. They are not fully operational. Let's take a break and we'll come back quickly. Let's just take a break and we will come back quickly. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. We've just been joined by one of the newest integrated member from the African Methodist Episcopal University. She'll introduce herself quickly, but I want to say that the program that you are in tune to is Integrity Watch. Integrity Watch is a 1 hour radio program of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. This platform affords stakeholders, and well-meaning citizens, and even citizens, to appear and talk about issues of accountability, transparency, all in promoting our country, and all, as well as promoting good governance. So, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back. So, quickly, let's just welcome our other guest. So you can just call your name quickly and just the university, perhaps what you studying there,
Oh, I'm Younger B Harvey.
All right.
Okay, I'm Younger B Harvey, a junior student of the African Methodist Episcopal University, and I read sociology major and public administration minor.
Wow, sociology major. Welcome to this platform. So we have two giants in the house. We have an engineer and we have a sociologist. All of these things are contributing factors towards the growth and development of our country. So, Younger, you just stepped in. I know perhaps maybe it's a gas price on the traffic or whatever that hold you a little bit. I
Yeah,
know
we had a
something,
little traffic on the road.
something like
So
that, something like that. So, how you been keeping? How's the family? How's the university too? How's the courses treating you too?
yeah, family is fine, and we just started a new semester and we trying to get along with it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we're just talking about, as you may be aware, Youngwood was a part of the training this one time. The entire club, like I said earlier, it has to do with the collection of young people preaching the spreading the message of integrity, transparency in their communities, in the entire country at large. So we're just getting, I was just getting Mr. Brown perspective on corruption and what how within his own league may understand how can he define corruption. So let's just go to you quickly. How can you define corruption? Yeah, in your own understanding, how can you define corruption? How do you define it?
In short, I can just say corruption is not being fair to others.
Okay, corruption is not being fair to others. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, corruption is not being fair to others. Let's talk about, because we talk about how we can reduce corruption, right? People say that corruption can never be eradicated. That's a big argument. They say we can try. Even the great sweetie, the people got, yeah, there's a reduction in corruption, but it's not totally eradicated. But for Labrumba, I don't even think it can be reduced. So what's the perspective on that too? Can it be eradicated? Can we reduce it? If we can reduce it, what are some of those things that we need to do?
Yeah, I think corruption can be reduced.
Okay.
But firstly, in the reduction of corruption, we have to start with ourselves. Like we have to be we have to be an integrity icon. That is, if you have integrity, that means you have um, let's say when you have integrity, that means you are sincere
Okay. Sincere.
and you are honest.
Okay.
So if you are honest with yourself, I don't think you want to steal from other people, or I don't think you want to do something out of the way. Once you're sincere,
Okay. When you are sincere, you will not do things out of the way, right?
yeah,
It's important. It's important, as especially as people, right? Young people, because it is believed that young people are the future leaders of our country. So if we start, practicing integrity on our own, like in our universities, like you remember an instance where it was asked the student, are you a person of integrity, or have you ever engaged yourself in the art of corruption some way? And true confession, people are saying that at the training workshop, person said I don't know, I think it was a female or something like that. Person said yeah, to be honest, I've done corruption before, but adding small thing on my school fees, because in the times are hard, so I gotta add small thing, and one of the facilitators say that, can a poor man, be a person of integrity? So I want to throw light on that, the both of you guys. Can a poor man, let's start with you quickly, can a poor man be a person of integrity? Yeah, can a poor man be a person of integrity? Let's start with you, lady for gentlemen.
yeah, I think a poor man can be a person of integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity is not about status or rich or poor. You can
Okay.
be poor and you have that stand up for yourself. That I will not do so and so thing. I will not do this. And once you stand for that, that is you have integrity. You
Okay.
should always be able to stand up for something.
Okay.
Be a, whether you're in a bad situation or not. you should always say this is not right and I'm not doing it. That's integrity.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Let's hear you. All right, Younger was saying that you must be if a poor man, you got to stand up in the midst of whatever challenges. You still have to stand up. Yeah, let's hear your perspective.
Okay, so for me, she already said that corruption and having integrity is not about status, but also a poor man can have integrity, also a very good one too. The first thing we need to look at is that what make poor men not to have integrity is something like he believes that he doesn't trust in the law. And the same aspect of somebody corrupting on him too, so you want to do the same thing. So if the law is there, the law is being used properly, I think the poor man will be afraid or do such thing that will get him involved in a lot of things, so he'll have integrity at a high level. So maybe plain people will say poor men cannot have integrity because of the current system we are in, where people just do things and do free riding. So the poor men too will want to do the same thing. But poor men can actually have integrity, rich men can also have integrity.
So like let's narrow it down to our country, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest to the code. In Liberia, right? And you are a poor person, and something comes away. I mean, something that is not for you, but let's say it's for the public, and
and then narrowing it to the current system.
Yeah, narrowing to the current economy, everything. Where you got a bag of rice is $3,450 now, and some kind of G drop in front of you. That's a poor man.
Yeah, in the current system, we still have poor people being people of integrity, but on the maximum range, we have more people adhering to the current situation.
Oh yeah, sure.
Because where the rules are,
thank you for speaking the truth.
Yeah, where the rules are not too okay, you always find people trying to do something to it. So, but if the rules are there, I think they'll increase.
All right, thank you so very much. We are still here live on Truth 96.1 FM. The program that you are in tune to is Integrity Watch. So we will open the line shortly. For those of you young people that are listening, those of you young people that are listening, we will open the line quickly. We will not be opening the telephone line for the studio. We're going to open our personal line, and we're going to be using Mr. Brown's number quickly for this particular talk show. So if you want to call, you can just put your calls to 0776969100. If you are listening out there, you want to put your calls to 0776969100. You can put your calls to 0776969100. So we are talking about young people trying to strengthen the fight against corruption, and how do you think we can? What are some of those recommendations that you can make that we can reduce corruption? What are some of those recommendations that we can make to reduce corruption? So let's take this call quickly. We missed this call. Put your calls to 077696. All right, let's. All right, let's. Okay.
Yeah, I love the information from you and from the guest in there. But what I want to say to them, the corruption can be minimized in like this way. Checking information and what's corruption like.
All right. We have it. Hello, caller. All right, we missed this call. Caller. Yeah, you were saying, yeah, we know that it can be minimized based on the collective efforts of every one of us. We one person can do it.
Yeah,
it takes the collective. You want to throw in like a little bit light to what he was about to say.
Yeah, in fighting corruption, like I said, integrity is honesty.
Okay.
And honesty is sincerity.
All right, let me just squeeze this caller in quickly. Hello.
Yeah, I was on the line by the network.
Okay, yeah.
I was saying that
the line is jamming. Okay, yeah, continue.
Yeah, like integrity is honesty, and honesty is sincerity. So first thing first, you have to start integrity with yourself. You cannot preach integrity to others when you yourself don't have integrity. So You have to be an example.
All right, let's take this. Oh wow, the line. You can put in your calls to 077696 9100. Put your calls to 0776 96. Hello. Oh, God. All right, yeah, let's hear you out quickly. T5 University, right? Yes. Pretty soon we will have the integrity clubs going out there. Yeah. All right, thank you so much. Let's take this other call quickly. All right. Yeah, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Let's hear you out. I believe you are following the program.
Yeah, this is Ambassador Dama and Small. I call you from the Omega Bell.
Okay, welcome. Let's hear you out.
Yeah, my suggestion is next for the corruption. I think the national government should turn corruption into the fight against corruption. Like they are.
Oh, wow, the line is jamming. All right.
No, Lusa,
All right. Yeah, looks like that. Let's continue. Let's just continue quickly. Yeah. Let's hear you out. You were saying something best.
yeah, like I said, integrity is honesty, and honesty is sincerity. So we have to be honest and sincere with ourselves.
We have to be honest and sincere with ourselves.
Once we are honest and sincere with ourselves, that means we just
Let's take this caller. Hello. Yeah. Your name and where you calling from?
Calling from Kakata.
All right.
Yes, thank you very much for it. Fascinating topic. Alors, how the sister put it, that definition she gave it, all about the definition of corruption.
Okay.
We talk about honesty.
Wow. All right. Just complete your statement quickly. Yeah, you talk about honesty, right? I think we had to hold the line a little bit because and we don't have enough time. Yeah, you were talking about honesty. The caller said he heard you talk about honesty. You put it the right way.
yeah.
Okay.
And also, we have to be an example.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be doing something wrong and go before people.
Okay.
Definitely be an example before people can see and follow. Because once you have integrity, once you are truthful, once you are transparent, people will respect you
Okay.
and people will start to follow you.
All right. People will start to follow you. Let's squeeze this caller in. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, your name and wait. Can you please move away from the receiver, please?
Yeah, yes. I'm away from there now.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm getting you.
Yeah, my name is Randall Korea.
All right. So let's go to Brown, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
So we're talking about she talked about honesty. So can you get another characteristics too?
Or somebody that have integrity.
Sure.
Yeah, so that means self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
Yeah.
Self-esteem. Yeah, self-esteem. So in order to practice integrity, we have this definition for integrity at the level of the integrity course that talks about integrity is doing the right thing at the right time when nobody's watching.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So even when nobody is watching, still do it. Integrity is power by itself, right? It builds you up gradually. You might not know what is happening at the present moment, and people might call you fool, and people might call you all sorts of names rather. But at the end result, you reap what you sow. So let's get to what are your expectations, because you are being trained gradually. You'll subsequently you'll be trained, and you'll be also be empowered. What are some of those expectations as per your schedule? Because it is believed that you go out into the future. First, you start from the universities. You have programs there. Try to come up with programs that that will build you up first, and that will enable you to go out to high schools. Because as per the guidelines of the entire club, you guys will be visiting high school to talk about what we are seeing here on the radio, right?
Yeah.
So what are your expectations, right? Let's say expectation.
So what I expect is that when we go out there to talk about integrity, and we are not really concerned about those already in power, we are thinking about younger generation to make the change, because these are the people that can fulfill humankind potential. So if we go out there, we believe that a young person will grab the message, and then, like say, 10 years from now, we can be hearing people being persecuted for corruption.
People being persecuted for corruption. Let's say best.
Yeah. We expect that they should listen and learn and stop comparing us with others, with others politicians or whatever. Integrity is with yourself. Even if somebody is doing wrong, that does not mean you should go ahead and do the same wrong.
Okay.
Once you start to to be an integrity icon, people will start to watch you. People will start to admire you and start to follow your footsteps. So we should always try to be an example.
All right. Let's squeeze in two more callers quickly. Let's squeeze in two more callers. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Oh, I'm Ernest DC. I'm
Okay, the line is jamming. The line is jamming. So let's talk about the negative expectations, because you will have people who will be there to critique your to critique your ideas, whatever discussion that you try to spot out. People will be there to critique it. So what are those negative expectations that you think will be on the table for you? Like for example, you say okay, we can reduce corruption, but we need to do this. Other person say no, that's not what.
Yeah, so people will say corruption being like real for I don't know nothing for so long. So it can be changed. But I just want them to change the narrative, like to change that mindset. It can be changed. But first thing first, we have to start with ourselves.
Okay. Yeah, let's say Ernest.
So for me, the worst expectation is someone saying that we can't change. Then that means there is no need for us to go to school.
Okay.
Because if we can't change, then what the essence of us going to school? Because little impact in our educational lives will be able to change that barrier. Today, if I'm educated, I want a house to build. And if I build my house, like bro, again, if I build a skyscraper, people will say, like, bro, I have a skyscraper now. So the little education I'm making will make like bro change. So if you keep on saying that, that bro cannot change, that means you yourself will not be educated and your life too will not change. So because we are all Liberians. So that's my worst expectation for someone saying that like bro will not change. Definitely, and they want to go to school. So I will not expect them to say that then, because Liberia will change when we all put our hands together to change our respective lives.
All right, that's the voice of Ernest Key Brown and Yongo Best Harvey, right? Or Best Yongo Harvey. All right. There is something that we need to disregard this perception of the people started doing it. I mean, can we change it?
Sure.
Yeah, we have to disregard that particular perception. All right, the program that you are in tune to is Integrity Watch. It's a 1 hour program of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, with support from the government and people that suited to do CEDA. So there you have it. The Integrity Club members have been talking about, giving a perspective on corruption. What are some of those things that we can do to reduce corruption? What are the expectations when they go out into the field for outreach activities and all these things? It's important that we talk about these things, right? Ernest strike a point that talk about awareness. People have to be self-conscious. They have to be aware of corruption. That indeed, we can disabuse our minds that corruption can be reduced, if possible, eradicated. Because when corruption is reduced, I bet you we're going to enjoy all of those things. We're going to rub shoulders with China. We're going to rub shoulders with other countries. Like those days, we were rubbing shoulders. We will send a rich war on Russia, now. But we can't try it now because we know where corruption is eating us. So we must start with ourselves. We must start from the homes. Parents, try to tutor your children. It's important. It has been a wonderful and nice show. Let's just get the parting comments quickly as we're about to close this show. So let's start with Younger. Let's get the parting comments.
Yeah. To conclude, I just want to urge us that I know we are humans and we do make mistakes.
Okay.
But we should all accept our wrongs and be willing to push forward and be willing to change and be willing to be the example so that others will follow. Thank you.
All right. So let's hear you out, Ennis.
Yeah, so I just want people out there, those in authority, to pay keen attention to actions being done by somebody and paying attention to the person who committed the act. So it should be like they should learn to forget who committed the act and focus on what kind of act was committed. It is a corrupt act or it is a good act. So if we can do that, then the other men out there can have faith in the system, and then he will not be thinking about free riding, having free riding, and all those things. When we trust the system, we believe that corruption will be minimized.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much. That was the voice of NSK Brown and Younger. Yes, Harvey. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, listeners and really and those who also integrity. Thank you so very much for watching. And do not forget, the Integrity Club is at the university. So if you want to be a part of it, just try and visit the campus, and the bulletin boards are there. You can just get the numbers and call and be a part of it. The Integrity. Let us have this culture of let us have this entrenched culture of integrity that will promote good governance. So the ALAC number is still available. If you witnessing act of corruption, or integrity related issues, you can call the 4432 numbers, and people are there, professionals, including lawyers, are there to listen to your call or your plight, whatever problem that you have to pose. And also, if you want to know some laws, you are free to call that particular number. It's a toll-free number, 4432, if you have Orange or if you have Muslim. I've been your wonderful host, Mark David Wondao. Till then, have a very blessed day. Goodbye. Thank you so very much.